All right, I think we have a quorum. Welcome to Equitable Growth and Housing. I'm your chair, Councilmember Mark Jeffries. Here joined by the Vice Chair, Victoria Parks, Council Members Johnson, Walsh, Owens, and Cramerding. Others, no doubt, will be joining. Thank you to the members of the administration, Solicitor Kevin Tidd, Planning Catherine Kira-Jors, the Clerk Jeremy Barnes, and as always, Steve Sobel on City Cable. So we have a very light agenda today. We have only 2 items. I have a report and then an ordinance. So before we get into it, we'll take public comment. Do we have anyone on Zoom? I don't think so, right? Okay. So we have 1 public comment. You have the pleasure of 2 minutes. Michael Reiser from Legal Aid.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Reiser. I am a senior supervising attorney at the Legal Aid Society. I work in our housing department. Okay. Right like this? Okay, thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank Councilmember Owens for her sponsorship and leadership on this proposed ordinance. And thank you to the entire Equitable Growth and Housing Committee for taking this under consideration. Legal Aid represents city residents in a host of rental housing matters, including housing conditions cases and eviction defense. We represent clients and tenant organizations in filing affirmative lawsuits against landlords to get outstanding code violations cured, to get illegally shut off utilities turned back on, and to defend tenants when retaliation is the motivation of an eviction action. This ordinance is so important because many residents we speak to fear retaliation as a deterrent to exercising their lawful rights as tenants. This ordinance will give residents further support and security in exercising those rights and will help establish a more equitable balance in the landlord-tenant relationship. Legal Aid thanks again Councilmember Owens for her leadership on this ordinance, and we know many of our partner organizations do as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So we will get right to the agenda. The first is a report back from the administration on a motion filed by the Vice Mayor on the feasibility of application program interface, API, for housing. I know she's not here, but I'm going to tee off a couple comments on this. So this occurred similar to time, so about a year ago, our office was approached by a company called CityWise. And CityWise, they started in Madison, Wisconsin. Essentially, they are a housing dashboard. Over the last year, the administration's been evaluating them. The recommendation is actually to leverage CityWise for this. So I'll make a couple comments on what I think is the benefit of this. First of all, it is free for the city. So essentially, it's a housing rental dashboard that is available to anyone. The challenge today with a lot of housing, private, like apartments.com or something like that, is that if you are a landlord of 1 property or 2, you have to pay a fee to get on. With CityWise, it is free for anyone with 20 or fewer units. So it does remove a lot of barriers to entry. So this would be under the city would host the platform with a subdomain of the city's website, which the other added benefit is it could add transparency. So in theory, the city could add things like code violations or things like that on the listing or other things to just be completely transparent of anyone who wants a rental property. So there's a lot of benefits to this. I think it's outlined in the report, but I think the administration is looking for, based on this, the okay to move ahead, and that is their recommendation, which I'm hugely supportive of this initiative with CityWise. It points out it increases the diversity of listings, ensures that smaller, often affordable properties are represented. It also includes properties CMHA and which accept housing vouchers. So for the user, it's hugely helpful. And then by having the city's domain, it actually increases the search value. So somebody comes on, they're looking for a rental, that's the benefit for the user. So it's definitely a win for the city and a win for residents as well, and smaller landlords who are looking to host. So any comments on that? Very good. We will put that on file that. Actually, and then item 2 is a ordinance from Councilwoman Owens. I will turn it over to her to introduce it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All things housing, and when we first started on this work, it was built around tenants' Bill of Rights, and so knowing that Cincinnati is 60% renters, what are the things that we can be doing in parallel with Ohio Revised Code to help support renters in this city? So I'm really excited because we've made progress from the passage of Access to Counsel, which helps to provide legal representation for renters in the city, along with rental assistance, and that's through our amazing partnership with United Way, the Help Center, and Legal Aid. So thank you all for being here and being in this work. All the way to same-day limited representation when people are walking in courtroom B, have the opportunity to have representation, and it is working. We're saving hundreds of families from having other just negative consequences of going through those type of proceedings. We've passed illegal set-outs, and so making it illegal, of course, codifying that to shut off one's utilities. And we're talking about bad actors in this space, right? And so tenants organizing is where we are at next. Because, of course, every tenant deserves the right to advocate for the safe and quality conditions that they find necessary in their living conditions. So I want to first start with a thank you to those who work every single day in this space, fighting for the rights of tenants. Also to the City Law Department, thank you so much for your work, specifically Mark Manning and Rebecca Sally for your work on this ordinance. Again, Cincinnati's renters population is 60%, and it is our duty to make sure that we're doing everything possible to make sure that we are helping to improve living conditions. And the work that tenant organizers and unions do is incredibly important. And so this ordinance will acts to protect those practices for those who are on the front lines every single day. And so examples of retaliation could be something like you have a community room in a property, and so the housing provider, the landlord, locks the doors after several months of it being open and available, and they lock the doors because they know tenants are starting to advocate for better conditions. And so this ordinance not only empowers tenants, but brings our housing providers to the table to hear these issues as well. We've been doing this work in collaboration for the last several years. So I want to thank RIA of Greater Cincinnati for working with us on the formation, as well as the Cincinnati Homeless Coalition and the Cincinnati Tenants Union for working with my office on this. And so a vote in favor of this ordinance is certainly a vote in favor of empowering residents, improving relationships between housing providers and tenants, and building a stronger housing ecosystem for Cincinnati. And with that, I am grateful for this introduction.
Very good. Other comments or questions from my colleagues? All right, with that, we'll put item number 2 on for passage. Is there anything else? Anyone else? It's a nice and quick meeting. I don't have these very often. Very good. With that, this meeting is adjourned.